how's your
Hello, everybody. Welcome to Irongeek. You always do that. You know I'm about to start. So why are you not speaking? Somebody else. You do the intro now.
Charles, your intro.
Boonch, 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 boonch. Now, hey everybody, welcome to Irongeek Cast. Woo! Happy wonderful Wednesday. How's everybody feeling out there tonight?
Salty. I drove back
Salty,
to
exhausted.
Ohio,
I know somebody in the cast is frozen.
Yes, I'm frozen.
Yeah, that's me too.
Okay, so we're all feeling a little bit frozen. Well, how about I warm you up with the cool sounds of "ow," and I'm feeling great in my Tony the Tiger voice.
Hey, hey Charles, I'm married. Thank you.
Oh, okay. Hey, the invitation's still out there.
I'm not.
I'm gonna be lit.
I'm not frozen, but I feel like hammered shit. So yeah.
Yeah. Hey, Mary, how's it going?
Mary, if you're talking, you're muted.
I know. Well, I'm trying to fix my headset because.
Yeah. Well, how's it going on this wonderful Wednesday for you?
Actually, not too bad. How's everyone else doing?
Doing great. How are your rabbits? Because I saw the rabbits might be frozen.
I lost one baby this morning, unfortunately.
Okay.
But the rest of them seem to be doing okay. I got extra hay stuffed in there.
Like, how young was the baby?
Oh, 3 weeks old.
Oh, so young. Okay.
Yeah, just a little one. Yeah, I think it got too far out of the nest last night, and then it didn't get back in time.
Now, do they kind of burrow in with the mom rabbit?
No, actually, what the way rabbits work is they bury the babies under like hay or straw, and they make a nest for them, and then the body heat of the litter keeps each other warm, and then the mother rabbit sits away from them so that she doesn't attract any predators to the nest.
Oh, interesting. Okay.
Yeah, so it's not like chickens are the exact opposite. Chickens sit on top of their babies.
Yeah.
Hey guys, do you see how this little spinning thing says bandit?
Well,
that is awesome. Charles is buying his own tchotchkes.
Well, yeah, you gotta do that, man. That's cool.
Hey, this was actually from Shwukon Epilage that was thrown by Nova hackers.
Okay.
And one of our members actually wrote the code on the Arduino and can change the name up when you spin it. So that's why it says BSD Bandit.
Nice.
Oh, very cool.
I cherish this one. This is pretty cool. So,
that is cool.
And power off. But yeah, I thought that was pretty cool.
And that was on a Arduino or a Pi, you said?
No, Arduino. Little programmer chip right there.
Damn, those have gotten small.
Yeah,
like used to, they were not nearly that small.
It must be a mini or a micro, but he made the board. It's from Jamie Filson.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Shout out.
Shout out to Jamie Filson. But yeah, so all in all, it's been a pretty good week. It's been a pretty busy week. Been doing preparing for a lot of demos. We had a lot of people quit. So it's been kind of like everybody's just like shifting back and forth. So just been preparing for a lot of demos and everything else. I'm actually writing a RFP tonight later on. I can't do it right now because I'm just having too much fun with my cast.
That's right.
And I'll make sure that that's done. And then, I plan on sleeping in late since it's going to be cold. And I'm not going to the remote office tomorrow. They canceled it was like a little get together. The thing is with me and I know this is weird as a SE, I don't go to the lunching things like that. Like I go to do my work and then I'll come home. I'm not gonna lie to you, because
you are such a team player.
No, and I'll tell you why. Because they just give off the vibe that I just know they're not genuine, and I just know how they think and how they, what their true hidden agenda is, and they talk bad about each other behind each other's back all the time. So
are you talking about you're talking about meat eaters, aren't you?
All of them. But yeah,
you're starting with that shit. How pissed off the
I know
cheesecake.
But yeah, so yeah, of course, Yeah, I don't do the office politics either, sir. No, there's no point. So I don't fit the corporate. I guess like 90% of the corporate America mold of the office politics. I don't do that. I just, like I said, I do my job and then I come home.
I may have said this on cast. I don't know, a long time ago, but I used to work for Saturn, and I did everything at Saturn except for being a sales guy. So parts, light mechanic, everything, like lot boy, drove cars from one place to another. I was like 19 or something, and made no money doing it, but eventually got back into computers. But there was one mechanic there, older guy, and he was always calm. All the other mechanics, they'd flip their lid here and there, get upset, and this guy was so even tone. I was like, why are you always so calm? Like there's big issues with this vehicle. I'd ask him, and every time his one reply back, I come to work, I do my job, and then I go home.
Yeah.
I mean, the most level-headed person you've ever met in your life. Never got upset at work, and honestly, too, never got really over excited about anything either. But he was just like straight line.
Dude, I gotta tell you what happened. I didn't get a chance to talk to you. So on Monday, right, we were all sitting in the office, right? So, one of the, I don't know, they were just talking about something, and they was like, "Well, shit, ask Charles. He's 25. He should freaking know."
Yeah, he's a millennial.
I said, John, I'm not 25. I said, I'm 38. I'll be 39 in March. Get the fuck out of here, Charles. I said, yeah, I'm not kidding you. I'll be 39 in March. Thanks for the compliment. Yeah, I'll take 25. Yeah.
I love that. I love that.
And see, that's a beautiful thing, about you having a little lack of headular cover. If and when that would start to go gray in the future, I mean, you may have some hit the beard, but you're going to miss out on all that. Nobody's ever going to see that up top.
No, it's not even great. Like, even if I don't shave my head, it don't even turn gray. It's just
I'm not saying right now. I'm just saying in the future.
Or maybe in the future. I don't know.
So you'll look younger longer.
I guess. That's the goal. Well, I put Noxzema on, and I don't stress the small stuff.
There you go.
That's it.
Yeah.
Noxzema and don't stress the small stuff. There's the beauty tips, kids. So somebody said,
"Hey, I mean that's why I." Hey, that is true. Black don't crack.
Best scream ever.
Oh God. People, I tell you. Yeah. Up here thinking I'm 25. Beautiful.
Yeah, you're going to get carded again here soon.
No.
Oh,
I don't want that. I don't have that problem.
You don't have any gray hairs yet?
I have like one, just like a one. And that just showed up probably, I guess, last year or something. I just noticed it.
As soon as your daughter was born. Poof. There it is.
Said, here's one, Dada. But yeah. So, without further ado, we can rock out to the breach report.
Yeah, hit the breach report. Don't have a lot this week. Thankfully, it'll be fairly brief. Only 4 items on here. And it's been a busy, busy week and a busy day. Let's see. First up, we have, let's see if I can pronounce the name of this town. Sammamish.
Where is that located?
There is a town apparently east of Seattle called Sammamish. And if you live in Sammamish, I'm sorry, because I'm sure I'm butchering your town's name. And there's not a lot of detail out there about this yet. So they were hit by ransomware. And when I say not a lot of detail, actually, in regard to the actual ransomware. It is not interesting enough, apparently, for the FBI to care because they were there and they were gone. Sounds like they have not opened an investigation, that's going to be like a long investigation because they were there and gone. It affected multiple internal city servers, tons of desktops. They're saying right now up to another like 3 weeks before they'll be back up and running. They are running off of pen and paper. But thankfully the city's website is still up.
Oh, well, that's good.
Yeah, I mean,
Everything's fine.
yeah, everything's
just
fine.
fine.
Yeah, everything's burning, but the website's up, so that's
What
good.
the heck?
Anything the website links to, though, is done. So everything down to, sorry, my headset's cord is a little wrapped around my foot. Everything down to, let's see, dog licenses, things like that, building permits, water, electric permits, inspections, all that is being done in person. To even get a permit, you have to go down to the courthouse. I think it's the courthouse. And by hand, they're notating those and then sending and actually issuing paper permits. So, yeah. Exactly. See, the dog is all about the permits.
Woof.
Woof.
Okay.
Yeah, woof. Yeah.
The video I pulled.
Okay, next up we have Anatova targeting gamers, which is also a strand of ransomware. And I'm not going to go all the way through this. We have the link on the show notes. But McAfee, not a big fan of the person or the product, but the research team is good. So I have the research team's blog linked here to the article. And what Anatova is doing is it is targeting gamers, and I don't know if it's only PC gamers, but gamers in general. And they've discovered this ransomware is being fed out via peer-to-peer networks. The ransomware has an icon that is similar to the different games.
Mm-hmm.
And so gamers think they're downloading a game when in fact they're downloading the ransomware.
Mm-hmm.
And I mean, we've seen this before, but kind of in small scale.
Wait,
and this,
so it distributes over peer-to-peer networks like, like BitTorrent? Is that what you're saying?
Yes.
Really?
Because I'm like, we seen before, back in the 90s.
Yeah.
This is old hat right here. This is really old hat.
Yeah.
So it's kind of reminds you of Kazaa.
Kazaa, LimeWire.
I was trying to avoid that old school. I was trying to keep it somewhat topical.
Alta Vista.
eDonkey.
eDonkey. Oh, yes.
Oh, yeah.
So, I mean, yes, it is using old methods, but also we haven't seen a lot of ransomware, at least utilizing the older methodology, at least not yet. Because this is more so bringing it consumer level, whereas most ransomware, I mean, not all, but most has been more enterprise level. So it is interesting, though, because they are specifically targeting gamers. But yeah, so we're starting to see it more, even consumer level areas, ransomware starting to hit. In old, like you said, like old atmospheres.
Everything old becomes new again.
Yeah, and it's funny because, back in the day, well, and still, if you're going to get on and download torrents, the 90% of what you download is going to be malware.
Mm-hmm.
You just don't really think about it actually being ransomware, though, as malware.
Mm-hmm.
Well, that's true, and yeah, sad but true.
Sad but true.
And a lot of people don't have problems downloading this stuff when they think they're on a Mac, when they think Macs are, bulletproof.
Well, yeah, and you're going to do so much hardcore gaming from a Mac, too. I mean, they're just optimized, made for it. Everything runs perfect.
Mm-hmm.
Amazing.
The Apple fanboys are running around like, it's going to be lit! Oh, my God.
Mac users love their emulators.
Yeah, I've been doing that like all day. Like, something comes up, I'll be like, so you say it's going to be fun or is it going to be lit? And I'll just take off running.
So that is the fun part with Mac, though.
Yeah.
Whenever an exploit is made for Mac, if it touches you, you are screwed. Like, it's never just some low-level next to nothing thing. It's going to be something they spent a year on developing and have now released, and you're just going to be completely screwed.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. I think we're all screwed.
Yeah, I think we're all screwed.
At some point or
constantly.
another. Yes.
Yes.
There's nowhere to run from it all. So all we do is just kind of accept the bad with the bad and just pick out which is worse and then keep that away from what's bad.
Bad is bad and good is good. Bad, bad, good, good. What's that a quote from?
Not Spaceballs.
Oh, that was actually kind of close.
It was similar to Spaceballs, but that's not what it was. It was good is bad and.
It was from Thumb Wars.
Oh, okay.
Yes.
Speaking of thumbs, I found and
I have two of them. They're awesome.
I do have two of them.
Sweet.
But I hope I can get my hands. I found some thumb wrestlers today.
Oh.
I'm bidding on them. Like I have the Hulk Hogan and the Roddy Piper.
Yeah.
So I hope people are bidding on them right now. But
bidding on eBay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Right now, I'm not spending no hundreds of dollars. Forget that. They get too expensive. I'm bowing out.
Yeah, but you'll spend $99.
$99.
Yeah. Hey, it wasn't 100.
Just like the way you party.
What?
Like 1999.
Know it.
Okay, next up we have Local Bitcoins. Apparently, is a company who is blaming their security breach on third-party software. So the third-party software was part of their forums interface that had a widget or whatever they call the add-in. An add-in. We'll call it that. That sounds better than widget. That had a compromise associated with it or a vulnerability associated with it. They were able to exploit the vulnerability, and because I think straight from the forum there was a click-through to go to the login page, and they did two-factor the login page. But whenever the hackers utilized the vulnerability, they sent the individuals to a fake login page. And so when sending them there, they entered their credentials, they entered their multi-factor code, and then the hackers entered that directly into the real interface and stole their coin. So it worked out pretty well for the hackers, but the company is attributing the breach to the third party. And I would like to point out to anybody out there who wants to attribute something to a third party, ultimately you are responsible for the items that you install, whether it's yours or a third party. The business is not going to care. And that's all I have to say about that.
With no chocolates?
Hey, life is like a box of chocolates. Never know what you're going to get.
Lieutenant Dan.
You got your legs.
Yeah, magic legs.
Magical legs. Okay, last up on the breach. Untold number of Discover Card account holders have been notified of a data breach.
Oh, dear.
Woo!
I know that was blowback.
Maybe eventually. And we have next to no information on it.
Interesting.
So, Discover Financial first learned of the incident on August 13th of last year. And the only reason I think it even came to light publicly is because California has a law, apparently, if more than 500 individuals are involved in a breach, then by California law, you have to notify those individuals.
Right.
And notify, I think, the state attorney general's office. And so that's the only reason why. it even came to light. They aren't saying who was breached, how they were breached, nothing. Just sending out new cards and saying that there was a breach.
Interesting.
Now, if that is not responsible disclosure, I don't know what is. Oh, wait, just about anything else.
So. Yeah.
Yep.
What you got?
Well, real quick, just wanted to jump
or
out there.
Or it can be long.
Okay, real long. I'm working with it. Well, I'm trying to work with this developer. It's a dude called SecBSD. SecBSD is going to be kind of like a Kali Linux version, but for BSD users.
Interesting. Okay.
Yeah. So, but the scary part right now, development's on hold because he had all the code on his laptop, and his laptop went down. So now he has a GoFundMe. But I'm like,
and he had no backup.
No backup. And he was like,
and how long has he been in this game?
Thank you.
And no backups.
Yeah.
You could buy a freaking terabyte external hard drive for, I don't know, $80.
Here's how he followed, or he or she followed me, because I asked him or do you have any backups? And he was like, no. So I put a meme saying, Juvenile, back that thing up. And then that's how I got to follow.
That's funny.
So he started following me. He said, hey, let's talk here. Because, I mean, it's 2019, man. You should have that. But, I mean, hey, you know.
You said that was Juvenile, right?
Yeah, Juvenile. Yep.
Yeah.
There you go.
That's awesome. Yeah. I didn't see the meme, but I like that.
Yeah, he might have took it down. He might have took it down because I put it up on it. I replied back to it. Oh, no. You put this on my stuff.
I like
but
that.
Yeah, SecBSD, he was trying to like develop, because he got Metasploit to work, Set, and there was several other tools. He was working on Beef at the time when everything went down.
Okay.
So I think Beef brought it down.
Yeah.
But I'm definitely interested in using it. And I'll keep everybody up to date as time goes on. But I think it's going to be an interesting Linux distro. And plus, we need more options. I mean, Pen2 is awesome too, if you want to get into it. And I mean, it's pretty cool. That's number one. Two, just some advice out here for people that are getting into InfoSec in general. They're starting out at InfoSec. And what I've come to learn, please, whatever you got to do, please get your communication skills up. That is very important. Gone are the days that you could just be the quiet kid in the corner, knowing how to
in your mom's basement in a cave.
Yeah, exactly. You need to be able to know how to communicate with people. Even if you're an introvert, go find other introverts to hang out with, so you can start communicating that way. You got to crawl before you walk, baby steps. But definitely, what I've learned in this past year or so, if you're on your job as a, say, penetration tester or a security researcher, try to see if you can hop on, maybe like if you have a sales department, see if you can do some talks or some training. See if you can offer up some training and actually get your practice in talking in front of people. And definitely go to cons and submit talks, or your local groups, your B-sides, or just local hangout groups. See if you can do talks that way, because communication is the number one thing. Yeah, you can have all the technical skills in the world and still not get hired as a penetration tester because you cannot communicate. Because you can break into things, but how are you going to be able to communicate with either the developers of that particular product if you're hacking web apps, or how are you going to be able to communicate with the client when something's broken and they're looking to you as an expert, as a consultant, as a guide? Hey, I know I'm broken. You found that I'm broken. How do I fix this? What is your recommended best practice? And you can't say, just patch it or reboot it. You have to have formulated sentences. You have to, yes, I agree, which is why Kali's offered public speaking classes. Yes, this is all important, because you can't go out into the real corporate world. You can do all the hacker stuff behind the scene all you want. You could be the biggest elitist person all you want. Go be elite in the privacy of your own home. But when you're out in the real world and you're out talking to real clients who pay real money, you have to be able to give them some spice, honey. So, and the only way you'll be able to do that is being able to communicate. So, that's my word of advice. If anybody thinks different, please chime in.
Justify, and earn your living.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. Mom and daddy can't do it forever.
Real quick, back on the guy who's building out the stuff. So you guys are familiar with what's he call it? PTF, Pen Tester's Framework?
Yes.
So it would be awesome if he was able to make something a wrapper kind of like that. So he's getting everything ported over and working, but then have like a centralized update system that could go out. I mean, because like if you've ever used PTF, it's freaking sweet. Go out, boom, pull down everything, and you're done. You're up to date.
All in one. Because Dave created that, didn't he?
Yes.
Yeah.
It's nice.
He's been creating some awesome tools. Shout out to Dave. Shout out to Dave Kennedy. New version of Unicorn is out. Go check it out.
Yeah, that dropped when? Like last Thursday, Thursday.
Yeah. For those who haven't been alive or they haven't waken up yet and jumped on the internet.
And everybody loves unicorns, so
yeah, I know I do.
I know.
Well, most people think I'm a unicorn. They don't think my kind exists.
I think you're more of a purple squirrel.
Oh, that's the first time I've ever heard that.
What?
Oh, a purple squirrel.
I mean, come on. You know what a purple squirrel is, right?
Okay. Yes. But that's the first time somebody's ever called me a purple squirrel.
Well, there you go. Purple.
Emotions flowing already.
Charles, you need a new avatar now, so I gotta go get on that apparently.
Purple squirrel.
Purple squirrel then. Okay then.
Yeah, purple squirrel.
That's right. Always looking for that purple squirrel.
Now I see the purple squirrel on the Twitter. I'll be like, hey, purple squirrel here.
Nice.
Oh my God. But yeah. That's my advice to anyone that's getting into this, and please be able to speak. And I'm on the journey of teaching myself a new language, which is German. Using Duolingo.
Okay.
I'm learning a little bit. Like I'm at the beginning stages, but I try to do a little bit each day. Like Frau, Mann, Ich, Ben, Sus. So I'm learning a little bit here and there.
Hey, you already got more than me.
Hey, I bought this. Now I did buy this to learn the slang of German. It's called Dirty Little German, and it has all the slang words in Germany. All the slang words that the teenagers and the younger people use in German.
Okay.
So that's been pretty cool. So Dirty Little German.
So whenever we're all together next time and I see you and Jack over talking, I'll know what you guys are actually saying.
Yeah. Oh, Jack, you speak the German?
Oh, I'm sure he's got some of the slang down.
Yeah. I'm gonna say some words to Jack, and then he can. Oh, well, yeah. He just said, of course. Yeah. Yeah, I got to get with you, man, and learn some of the slang. I'll try to learn it first, and then I'll come to you with questions.
Why? Only I'm going to teach you is like Moin Chaitza.
Ooh, you got to tell me what that is. Was it Moin Chaitza? Oh.
Moin Chaitza.
Moin Chaitza. Oh.
Moin
Chaitza. Oh, that just sounds like roll off the tongue. Moin Chaitza. You could be at a club, so like if for all the single guys that's out there,
everybody's gonna be like, hey, what?
Listen,
what kind of lisp? What kind of lisp have you got, bro?
Listen, Moin Chaitza. Ooh, man, the girls go crazy.
By the way, I think Darren might know what it is. Basically, you're just asking somebody to give you a Cleveland steamer.
You said Scheisse?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I know what Scheisse is. Yeah.
Hey,
shut up. I'm on mute because I'm laughing my ass off over here because my dad was in an Oompa band.
Hey, disregard that for what I said. You don't want to say that in the club. Just ignore that. That didn't come out right.
Well, it's okay if you say it to anybody other than somebody who speaks German.
Oh my goodness! But you know what? The way he said it, imagine you just sitting in. He could be sitting around a row of girls. They'd be like, "Say something to me," and you'd be like, "They'd be like, oh, what's this?" It's a new word, baby. I'll teach it to you later.
I mean, I speak Dutch, Frisian, German,
man.
Polish,
okay,
some Russian, but
yeah,
a little bit of French.
I'm sorry, Frisian.
Yeah, Frisian.
Yeah, that's the opposite of Asian. Now,
yeah, I've only ever heard Frisian as in a horse breed. So, what land is Frisian?
Frisian is actually one of the base roots of English, because there's a lot of words that translate over. It's how I learned Dutch originally, because if you can understand Frisian and if you can speak Frisian, then you can speak Dutch. And then if you can speak Dutch, you can speak the Germanic family of languages.
Right.
So like when it comes to so let's just say like you want to ask somebody for butter in Frisian, it's butter.
Butter. Let me get some butter.
Yeah. So Frisian, Frisch,
okay,
is a West Germanic language. Yeah, like Jack said, closely related to English, once spoken in what is now North Holland. So there you go.
Or Creole.
But my favorite word to say in Frisian is goodbye, which is en chance.
En chance.
En chance. Hey, bon chance is good luck in French.
Oh, en chance.
En chance.
I like that. Yeah, I'm gonna be okay. Mike V. Mike Vaseline Lev. Excuse me.
Mike Vaseline.
Okay. Said okay, Booter. Sorry about that, Mike. I didn't mean to butcher your last name. I looked over and I wasn't looking far enough, and it looked like it said Vaseline, but I forgot the yeah. Never mind.
Yeah, he just saw the thing of Vaseline right next to his screen. So.
Oh yeah. What? Yeah. You know what? Why am
Associations.
I talking? Sorry. Okay. Next up, somebody. Next up.
Well, guys, would be good if we come up with a couple other items, but we can hit briefly some of the other stuff we have on here. Some Cisco routers are open to attack. This is the RV320s and the RV325s. A lot of these are Shodan searchable, from what I understand. Proof of concept is out there for the exploit. And let's see, they have CVEs assigned, 2019 CVE, so they're still fresh, which means only one person is. Actually, have they patched this? Yes, they have patched it, but since the CVE is 2019, that means that like 2 companies globally have actually applied the patch. And both, let me see, German company found it, and they are remotely exploitable via the web-based management interface. So you can check that out. And there was one last week that I don't have on here that was for Nagios. I'll find that and add that on here. I think that came out maybe last Thursday or Friday. But I'll find that and add that onto the other stuff. So there was a vulnerability with Nagios that remote systems, it was an RCE, could get into the Nagios interface and be able to get data from there and or use it as a pivot point. And then here's the big one of the week that I think if you're in security, if you're on Twitter or Facebook, I'm fairly certain everybody tweeted or shared this out. FaceTime. Whoops. In my opinion, that's a feature. So.
It's a feature.
Yeah, of course. I mean, if you are to FaceTime somebody, it seems like a feature that you could hear what they're saying before they answer the FaceTime request, right?
Yeah, sure.
I mean, that only makes sense.
Great idea.
So Apple has disabled, I don't know if they disabled FaceTime completely, but they are working on a patch for it. I know they have disabled the ability to, go ahead and execute that. But apparently it was brought to their attention over a week ago prior to it coming up public. But it was brought to their attention and nothing occurred within that 1 week time frame. And granted, that is a very short time frame to give a company to make large scale changes and fixes if you're doing security research. But from a couple sources I read, I think it was a teenager who brought it to their attention, so probably wasn't necessarily going through official channels, and
It
was through an official channel or a teenager.
It was a parent of the teenager that was reporting it, to my understanding.
Oh,
Went through
okay.
multiple channels, not all of them the appropriate kind of channels.
Yeah.
They just kind of like taking a kitchen sink approach. Every single channel the person could think of, including registering as a developer on Apple forums and posting there, they took. They didn't know the correct place to submit. They even faxed. Who do you think at Apple has a fax machine?
That's the extra mile.
My guess is maybe their marketing department?
Legal.
Legal and finance.
Legal.
Finance, yeah.
Legal definitely makes sense.
Anything that deals with government would, too.
Yeah.
Yeah, I love government wood. It's so dry, it just burns so easy. That's the best.
Yeah, so I don't know how many or if any of the channels designed to receive this information actually received them prior to the news.
Yeah, and that's unfortunate. I don't know that it was actually actively exploited. If it was, it would probably been,
I'm positive it was actively exploited after coming out.
Yes, after it was brought out publicly. Yeah, I totally expect it to have been. But just like for nefarious purposes, maybe. Probably not.
I'm leaning towards probably not, because it notifies the person at the very least who is calling, and at times after 1 minute, someone who is trying to spy on you probably doesn't want to notify you and maybe wants to do it for more than 1 minute intervals.
Hey, that's whenever you call back.
True, but someone trying to spy on you, that's kind of odd that you would try to call your spy back.
Yeah, I agree.
But maybe you're into that kind of thing. I don't know. I don't judge.
I totally am. Yeah, that's what I do on the weekends for fun.
I'm holding back a politically incorrect joke right now.
That's probably a good thing, given
Let it go.
The recent uproar everywhere about everything.
It was going to be
so much fun.
It's going to be themed about text people who generally do tech support calls. Anyways.
Oh, so tech support management?
I used to do tech support.
No, I meant Indian.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. And then India.
I'm not in India.
No, but all the jobs got outsourced.
That is true.
Yeah.
Okay. Next up, who threw Zone Alarm on here? Because I
that was
have
me.
not touched Zone Alarm since probably 2000.
Yeah, have you heard of Zone Alarm? No, not a lot of people. So it's an old firewall solution that came out in the late '90s.
That was really good.
It actually was. It
like
was actually
for its time,
yeah.
and it was free.
Yeah,
which was nice. Like it was a good solution back in the day. Like I love Zone Alarm.
Yeah,
I thought Black Ice was better.
Yeah, but those two were pretty neck and neck in terms of what they did for what they cost. Because back then there really were no consumer available firewall products except Black Ice and Zone Alarm, and both had their thing.
Yeah.
So I'm surprised it's actually still active, given how things have changed now. I mean,
I can't believe it's still like I saw that on there. I was like, holy crap! Like Zone Alarm is still around.
Yeah. So apparently there was a exploitation for it because of how it uses the Windows, what do they call it? The Windows Communication Foundation, which is part of the .NET 3.0 framework, so how services talk to each other, and basically because they can use that, they can use it to run system level commands by exploiting Zone Alarm, which is pretty fucking bad because that's the lowest level you can get. So they released a patch for it, and a particular interesting note in the article was they've only had a few patches in the last couple years there.
15 years.
Yeah.
Like this exploit was finally found, and from the 2001 version of it.
I don't know when it was found in, but that's the version in there. But yeah, it's probably on life support right now. They probably don't maintain much of it anymore because there's better products out there.
I mean, do they have any like paid product? Like they had a paid version, right?
I think they still do because the paid version would also do like mail filtering back when people had mail clients. It would do like anti-spam, anti-phishing, all that.
Okay. Man, Zone Alarm. That's like straight blast from the past.
Yep.
And they still exist. Huh.
Yep.
Woo. That's old school. Man, we're kicking it old school tonight.
Yep.
We're doing torrents. We're doing Zone Alarm. Man.
Oh, classic. That's why I said, we need to go back to our. I said we need to go back to our roots with the community and examine that shit when we used to have fun.
Torrents are still a pretty substantial thing. Not old school yet.
Yeah, it is.
We need to become elite hacksaws again. Yeah.
That was so much fun back in the day.
Putting on my robe and wizard hat.
The parties were so much better then too.
Damn it, Liz, don't make me cough.
Mary's only like 25, so she's talking back whenever she was like 13.
No, I'm 38. I am 38 years old. I'm talking like computer club when I was 12 and shit.
Oh yeah.
Oh my gosh. I still want to dress up as Blood Ninja one of these years at DEF CON.
Well, you got somebody clapping for you, that's for sure.
I wonder how many people there would actually get the joke, because it's always fun. I mentioned that to a few people. I meet in the Maryland area, and so I can always know who was around in those days when they see their facial expressions morph into one of horror when I mentioned planning on dressing up as Blood Ninja at DEF CON one of these years.
Or the famous hello.jpg.
That's right.
Am I the only one who actually gets what that is? I hope not.
Old.
No, you're not the only one. That's
okay.
Old.
Thank goodness. Okay.
Real quick, Jason Daniel Stone. It's a Black Velvet night. Hey, happy birthday tomorrow! And I assume you are talking about Black Velvet whiskey, right? Like Canadian whiskey. If you are, man, I used to love that stuff. I haven't had it in years, but back in the day, I used to love it because it really did. Felt like velvet going down your throat. It kind of tickled. Good stuff.
I'm sorry. He's excited.
And Michael, I agree. It's been what year is this? 2019. It's been 19 years since I used a Zone Alarm, and I do agree. I want to configure a firewall and forget about it too, and not have an alert every 2 minutes.
Well, they did introduce a silent mode for it later on in its life. Because I remember, I would say 2003 or 4, back before there were other big products. I remember installing my parents' computer because, like, hey, they needed it, and they had like a silent option where it would just silently block and not go, oh, hey, this happened.
So you mean like Windows Vista versus Windows 7?
I guess, yeah. That's an apt analogy.
Okay, what do we have up next? Darren, did you add the sonography one?
Yeah, so this was something I actually talked about a few weeks ago. This is actually how it's kind of becoming a thing. Well, they're related. They're not the same thing. So a few weeks ago I mentioned about how they were finding snippets of code in a JPEG files that are being uploaded on a server, and that code was being extracted for execution. It was actually put in the comments of a JPEG file. In this case, they're actually steganographically encoding code or bits of code into JPEG files and using JavaScript on the page to execute them. Now, for those people who don't know what steganography is, it's the act of hiding code or any kind of code, which could be a message, it could be text, it could be an image, it could be video or music file or whatever inside another format. There's a classic one where you had a picture of Pikachu from Pokemon, and if you change it to an MP3 file, it would play the theme song. Someone did that using that as a classic example. So what they're doing is they're hiding the code inside these fairly innocuous files, and there is JavaScript code on the page that will then extract that code and run it. So neither the payload, which is the image file, or the JavaScript code appears fairly innocuous compared to combine them and, oh, now this looks like an IOC, an indication of compromise. So
yeah, that actually is pretty cool, because if you were to just take that JPEG without something, then the secondary part, taking and executing it, like you can throw it on VirusTotal or wherever you want, and it's never going to see jack.
Right.
That is slick. I like it.
So one more reason why run ad blockers on your network. Run them on either endpoints or on the boundary, because ad networks get compromised all the fucking time and we use the service malware. So that's another reason why block fucking ads.
And it's not the exact thing, but we've seen a similar type of approach for years. You'll get the initial executable downloaded, or executable, whatever it's going to be, downloaded, and then it either downloads a secondary or self-populates a secondary, and then they bounce off of each other. So if you shut one down, the other one starts it right back up, or starts it up under another name, or and they just perpetually keep working off of each other. So good stuff.
That brings to mind the whole Google Chrome planning on killing most ad blockers thing.
Well, they're not planning on killing most ad blockers. They're changing their framework, which some ad blockers will not work with because of how they do their injections.
They're also limiting how much impact they can have in page loading, so it also limits how much of a blacklist you can have. And it's so far it does sound like it will mostly among other things, it will largely adversely impact ad blockers' ability to thoroughly block ads.
Right.
Do we know which companies are currently good to go? Which ones will not be affected?
I don't know. What I heard, the technical specifics made it sound as if all ad blockers will be completely rendered unusable, but
that's what
people who are actually in the field, I'm hearing conflicting reports of people who are more familiar with the technology than I am, but things such as add-ons will no longer be able to interfere with network traffic of stuff going to a page load. I really don't understand. That seems like a very binary thing, but obviously I'm not familiar enough in the space to really understand why some bad blockers are still going to be working.
Yeah. Okay.
But apparently, if you're using a stuff based off of Chromium, like Brave, the ad blockers in those browsers will still work just fine.
Oh, is Brave? Well, I actually didn't know that. Brave's based off of Chromium?
Yep.
Well, they'll work fine until their foundation gets updated too, which will probably be a few years down the line.
Well, since you have a fork of Chromium, not really.
Well, that depends. It depends on where they fork it. It really does. Or do they fork it from? Are they forking from an earlier build and they're continuing, synchronous development, or are they forking it and making modifications and distributing it? That's what you gotta ask.
Forking is only applicable in the blockchain.
We'll end you. So, since Brave's whole business model / thing is blocking ads and replacing them with Brave ads, or just blocking ads entirely, and micropayments, I'm sure they will fork whatever needs to be forked in order to block ads.
Okay.
Yeah. That's it.
So there you go. It's an interesting world we live in. An interesting time indeed.
Yes, it is.
Is everybody staying warm?
No.
Oh,
right
God,
now.
I am.
Cold. No. And my stupid cat just ran out.
Yeah, I was out at McNuggets place last night, and this morning hanging out with them, and his wife kept letting the cat out. They wouldn't get out. The cat go out there for a very short time, then dope the fuck out and get back in the house.
It's nice and toasty in here. Sheesh.
I turned down the temperature when I went to mix. We waste energy here, and it's still really cold.
Yeah, the Gendo's in Chicago, so I'm pretty sure he's a popsicle at this point because I haven't heard from him in like 5 hours.
So, Adrian, what are you considering really cold? Like 68?
Well, actually, right now it was 57 in the house when I got home.
Ooh, yeah, that's chilly.
About 7 degrees outside here in southern Indiana right now. When last I checked.
Oh, it's warm down there. I think we
Yes.
got a whole. We think we're of a whole degree here. Let's see what does the phone say.
Right now
It's 1. It is 1 degree here.
Okay, you got me beat. It's 3 here.
It's 1. So.
Yeah, right now I'm sitting at -1 outside, but inside, at least here, it's 71, which is the highest it's been all day.
Yeah, outside here it's 45 in freedom units, so yeah.
Screw you.
Eh.
Oh, had a little something in my throat.
You say that, but the thing is, we get snow and ice here, which doesn't happen that often. We fucking shut down because we don't have snow plows, we don't have salty, we don't have shit. So
I heard about Atlanta getting snow once, and I was like, oh, that fucked.
Yeah, funny. I remember that.
Oh, that's not funny.
It was hilarious.
No, I was
really
pissed
not.
because I caught the last motherfucking flight before they closed the airport.
Did it have snakes on it?
So about 4 or 5 years ago, we had a really bad ice storm here in DFW, and we were pretty much shut down for like a week and a half straight.
I do remember that. Yeah, you guys weren't doing jack.
Yeah,
like they shut down interstates and everything too, right?
Yeah, Fort Worth police shut down I-35 because they had to de-ice it. It was that bad. Yeah, and US 75 on the Dallas side was shut down for like a couple days too. Yeah, it fucking sucks ass when we get it down here.
I know one thing. Since you mentioned Texas, I can't wait to just get a good brisket.
Hey, come down here. I'll take you some good places, man.
Look at that. Yay. I thought it was excited. She's like, ah.
I like a good brisket. I used to have a place nearby me that really got too dry. Now I got this chain place called Mixed Barbecue. And sometimes it's really good brisket, and sometimes it's not. I like them briskets just fall apart.
Heck yeah. Those 6 to 8 hour briskets.
Oh. So I didn't add much to the show notes. I was like I said, up in Columbus, looking around for some career issue stuff and seeing some stuff, and things went pretty well. But egad, I definitely need to get my windshield wiper stuff checked because I was driving in the sun most of the time, and I had this paste of white salt all over my windows, and it's really hard to see.
Dude, you have
it's
to
time
swap.
it's time to change them out.
Yeah. Well, I mean, yeah, but you really need to get the winter windshield wiper fluid. It's specifically made. They put. I think it's coolant, right? They put in it.
Yeah.
Antifreeze.
Antifreeze coolant's good shit.
So that it does not freeze, and your hoses don't freeze with it in there, and so your windshield wiper fluid still works.
Oh God, I have horror stories from Savannah, Georgia, when I was college down there, because them idiots, they did not understand winter. And remember, I'm from New York. They put like just straight water in there. So it's cold and I'm going north. And I'm like, oh shit, there's some crap going up 995. So I hit my washer fluid, and yeah, a sheet of ice on the windshield is not fun at like 80 miles an hour. And then the other one is Gendo finally checked in. It's -16 in Chicago.
Okay, I'm making myself a note right here. Do not ride with Mary ever in the winter. Okay, good.
No,
so yeah, with my phone now, that's good. Anytime that I'm within your proximity, it will alert me to not ride with you in the wintertime.
Really? No, that was once in college because I was stupid and the people that changed my oil also topped off my fluids, which my mechanics up north knew how to top off fluids.
You may want to restart that story next time, because next time a woman goes, "I was in college and doing something stupid," it usually ends a little differently.
I thought it was going to go to band camp.
No, fuck no. I didn't go to. I went to band camp though. That was fun.
I'm sorry. I
was in art camp.
Mary's been to every camp.
I've been to all the camps, and I've started my own camp. You guys have been there, some of you. Hacker summer camp. So yeah, no, but don't ever trust anyone in Savannah to top your fluids off.
Okay, lesson learned.
Plus a lot of them you just won't be able to understand what they're saying anyway. So
no, you gotta find that old man with the cigarette dangling out of his lip,
wearing bibs.
That's who'll top your fluids off.
Yeah, and then you go off to them and you're like, "Hey, old man, want to top my fluids off?"
I'll work on your car.
The hills have eyes.
All of them.
That's actually the exact person you want to find, is the Hills Have Eyes guys.
And then the Hills Have Eye guy, and he has to say Ishvadar.
That's right.
Yeah. Danka.
Well, we've done about an hour.
We have done about an hour.
I need to fill up more, like I said. I would have put in more stuff, but I'm a lazy bastard, and I was also traveling.
I don't know. Here, I'll throw this inside chat. Let me know if we want to talk about this any.
Your prostate? Oh, if you really want to.
We can cover that if you want. I can bring in some people that know a little bit more. He's in the other room.
Yeah, sure. I wouldn't mind talking about that.
Okay.
Actually, yeah, let me go.
Especially since I wasn't directly involved with it, so you know.
Yeah, I wasn't directly involved, but I was watching the dumpsters fire for a day and a half, 2 days there. So that was definitely
the 2600 Facebook group. The main one split. Apparently, someone got Adrian Lamo's old password from a dump, and someone got his phone number and accessed it to two-factor. I was able to take over kept hacking it, and depending on who you believe, Andrew Strutt renamed it to Adrian Lamo.
Yes, he did.
Oh, by the way, when you people say they've got Adrian's password and there's drama going on, and it's a channel that I'm the only Adrian in, and I created it, don't say they got Adrian's passwords or Adrian's password, because what the fuck do you think I'm going to think?
Well, anyway. So, but
I already got your passwords. Nobody's worried about that.
Well, yeah. Well, they got Six's passwords who passed last March, and Lucky 225 was able to get it back, and so they were trying to fix it again. But the problem is there's so much shit going on in that group that they really would have had to clean it out first before they could have done anything. And last I checked, we moved 2600 to another new group, but we need to. I don't know. It's complicated.
But the 2600 group is still back underneath Andrew Strutt's control, which I don't know. And I know people have mixed opinions of him. I'm sure people have mixed opinions on 225. I don't know. I don't really know even Will Close.
I know Lucky personally. I've known Lucky for a very long time, and Lucky actually gives a rat's ass about what happens to the group because he is old school freaker.
But I've heard that the old channel, the one that's renamed with Adrian Lamo's name, it's turned into 4chan. So I haven't gone look.
Oh God, yeah. Well, I left because of course as soon as Lucky's like, okay, we finally got this back. We're going to put it back to 2600 and fix it. And then you have all the fucking trolls jump on there, and because they started with the whole Six had a whole there was a whole controversy with that with the whole Manning thing, and so there's a contingent of the 2600 group that hates him. and then there's other ones that support what he did. And the problem is the ones that do not like him jumped on everyone else. And because that's why I posted thing is I can't do it right now. I'm leaving because I had 2 friends commit suicide within 24 hours of each other. And I'm like, I can't do this right now. So yeah. And that's what had happened with that group. So last I checked, we moved 2600 over to a new 2600 group.
But whenever you say we, like that
would be Lucky did. Lucky pushed it over, and the core group. And the last that I heard, they were trying to get a hold of Emmanuel, but I need to get Simon Tech in here because he knows.
So wait, just for clarification. So there was the original.
There's the original, which is the dumpster fire one, which really is a dumpster fire right now.
Andrew and maybe some other guys started up the new group. Is that what you're referring to, or a third one?
No, Lucky. As far as I know, well, there's like 14 2600 groups.
I know of was started by Andrew.
Yeah, that's what I thought.
No, there's more than one. Hold on, let me check Facebook.
No, I mean definitely more than one. I know.
Oh yeah,
definitely of 2. You know, the old official, now the new official, because like 20 magazine is linking to the new one.
Let me see who's getting linked, because I know that's why Lucky was trying to get a hold of the manual. Because right now, okay, I'm in 3. I'm in the alt official, I'm in the Hacker Quarterly, and I'm in the other Hacker Quarterly, and one is a dash and one is as a pipe. And yeah, we have all the fucking, how many of these are in? There's a lot. So yeah.
Okay, whichever one you're referring to as the now official, can you throw it over here side group chat just so I can
give me just a second.
See which one that is.
This. Well, God, that was quick. There only 24 people here yesterday.
Okay, then that's not the one. Because the one that Andrew started.
No, this is Andrew. Okay, so Andrew's back here. So that's one I just got tossed into. I guess the Lucky's still holding the other one. Last I heard, because I thought they had split off 2. I need to get Simon Tech in here because he understood what the fuck was going on.
I mean, literally, like.
It's all over the place.
Posting dumpster fires consistently the day after everything was occurring. It was just a shit show.
Okay, here. This is the one that we got for right now. Where's my mouse? There it is. Simon Tech will come in when he thaws because he's a smoker and he went outside. Shouldn't go outside.
Okay, so yeah, this is the new one
that's the last one.
Okay.
Because I left the other one because I got sick of people being stupid.
Yeah.
Why not go outside? The nice fresh air. It's only below -16 here.
Have you been outside yet?
Nope.
I didn't think so.
Good call.
Has the dog been out today?
Yes. She's not happy.
She's not happy. Well, of course. Mary said you're in Chicago.
Yep. -16.
Nothing's happy in Chicago ever.
Well, that's true too.
Let alone now it's -16. What's your wind chill?
Like I have no idea. I've been in bed all day.
Of course you have. Are you in a hotel or do you live up there?
Live up there.
Oh, I'm sorry. You should move.
Working on it. Working on it.
Do you rent or do you own?
Rent.
Oh, that's good. That makes it easier to move.
By the way, did it make some like plumber's tape? So if you have leaking pipe, you can just wrap it up with the tape to seal it.
Yeah, but that's only a temporary patch. You're probably going to eventually have to replace that line.
Yeah, it's a plumber because I think it's a little beyond what I can easily do.
Yeah, if you want to,
I mean, I can give you the number of my plumber.
Yeah, like DM it to me that way I don't lose it.
Is it PVC pipe or whatever, or the plastic type pipe, or is it metal pipe?
Looks all metal.
Oh, it's probably copper.
Okay, well you can wrap that in duct tape and flex tape for the time being, but yeah, you're gonna have to call a plumber.
Yeah, you need to flex tape that. That's a lot of damage.
You just need those things that they use on the submarines, where you put that coupler around it and then tie it down. Yeah, that clamp, and yeah.
Again, that's all temporary. Eventually, you're going to have to replace it.
Hey, that clamp on household plumbing would last longer than the plumbing.
I need to look into it because it's going to be causing water damage to my house before long.
How bad's it leaking?
It's leaving a puddle in my damn kitchen.
Oh.
Wrap it in duct tape for right now because that's how we do it in hazmat.
Well, guys, do we have anything else for this evening? Because we got other stuff we can discuss offline, but it's got to be offline.
Yeah.
I do not. Outside of it is really way too stinking cold.
Nope, can't think of anything. I mean, you could report on the latest news from Reuters about that.
Say about it if you want to bring it up. Bring it up.
I've not completely read the article. Just no, I don't know if any of you have read the article about that former NSA employee went to work for the United Arab Emirates, UAE, to spy on UAE's enemies, including Americans.
Yes, I did read. I didn't read it. I saw the headlines and people were getting pissed off about it.
Yeah, one of the tweets I read, I don't know if it's true or not. I probably should read the article. Claimed that the person who broke the story to Reuters, the former NSA employee, was one of Snowden's hiring managers.
That'd be hilarious if true.
That would make sense.
Oh.
Yeah, at which point, if that's true, I kind of wonder what the order of things here. Because my understanding is that anyone even tangentially associated with Snowden saw their career in the government end. So I kind of wondered, did the UAE thing start before or after that?
Interesting. Okay, so just to verify, though, so this was a ex-NSA. It was not, because whenever I read the headline...
It's being reported everywhere as ex-NSA.
Oh, okay. Because whenever I read the headline, they didn't put X. They said NSA employee. Okay. It's making more sense now.
That's what I read.
Because whenever I just saw that, I was going to go back and look at it, but I haven't had time yet. And I was thinking, holy crap, really? Like the NSA working with the UAE directly in regard to people who are coming against the UAE. That sounds weird because
including Americans.
We've kind of blocked some of the UAE nations from like flying here and other things. Cool.
Yeah, but that's it. I'm not going to make y'all wait while I read the article. That's yeah.
All right, folks, we'll call it tonight and catch everybody in jail next week, and we can go ahead and continue with the offline afterwards. Bye, folks.
Cool. Later, everyone.
Yep.